Oh man, I'm on live. Shit, it's been a while, man. Shit, you know how I am. You know what it is, what I do. Shit, it's just working this Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all the men and women that served. Thank you for your service. Yeah, pulling a little bit of overtime on this holiday. Just sitting in the parking lot, basically in my car. So yeah. Anyways, shit. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day out. You know, pretty much just chilling. Obviously, I'm chilling in a car, just watching shit. You know, move a little, sit a little. You know how I do. Anyways, how about that game, man? How about that game? We pretty much went in, did what we supposed to do. You know, and I get it. You know, Cowboys are a very wounded team with the injuries and the roster and Jerry want to be out, Davis Jones, want to be pretty much everything in that mo. He want to be the coach, the GM, and all that, you know. But we did what we supposed to do. You know what I mean? Honestly, I was thinking it was gonna be a, I was thinking it was gonna be a. I was always gonna put up a 40 burger or a 50 burger. You know what I mean? But we're coming off on a short week because we got the Washington Commanders on Thursday. At the link. So I think it was pretty good how we towards like later in the second half, we pulled our starters. We got to see some of the young bulls. We get to see some of the young bulls play. Get their stripes in. We got to see a little bit of Nia Smith and Johnny Wilson with that touchdown catch. You know, and I'm all for it. Got to see a little bit of Kenny G run it. Got to see a little bit of Kenny Pickett. You know, behind the center. So I thought that was a good deal. Once Dallas started pulling these starters out, we like, hey, let's get ready for Washington. You know, I keep my head on swivel sometimes, man. Shit. Yeah, man. It was a little bit of a rocky start with this game. Even with teams like Dallas, hell, even the Giants, the Browns, the so-called weaker teams, the so-called weaker teams, some odd reason, because we the NFL, the game is never going to go how we think it's going to go. We could expect one thing and it'll go a totally another way, especially with the Eagles, right? So we could go to teams like Dallas, we go to teams like the Giants, hell, the Falcons. We underestimated, going against Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean with the Browns. You know, hell, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield be giving us trouble, and we have those expectations where it's like, okay, against our roster, versus their roster. You know what I mean? We think it's gonna go a certain way, and it just don't turn out like that. So yeah, I was a little bit skeptical going into Dallas and shit. Shit, so I gotta watch my mirrors and shit. You know, we could. That's one thing that kind of worries me sometimes with the roster we have. It ain't just the roster. Sometimes it's the coaches. You know what I mean? And we was in a little bit of a shaky start. Yesterday's game. You know, and we still got a lot of stuff to clean up. Sometimes I'm really thinking like it was a trap game. You know what I mean? But we did what we supposed to do. Straight up, belt to ass, belt to ass. I don't think we gonna run the score up, but they like, nah, man. Shit, you got to get ready for DC. You know, I ain't got, cause I'm about to be tuning in. Y'all see me, other podcasts, sports streaming, Philly streaming, you know, talking about Lord Bronson, shout out Philly 500, um, Joey Shakes, Desert Eagle, you know, shit, Jacob Media, Dan Silio, Big Xander, Johnny Mac, y'all see me on there. Yeah, y'all see me everywhere pretty much. You know, I'm I'm uh I'm very I want to know who's getting the game ball, man. I already know my game ball going to Zach Bond. You know, that he's a total stud. Coming out this season and shit. He a total stud. You know, and I'm real anxious on when Jordan Mailata come back. 'Cause I know that's gonna make a world of a difference. I'm not saying that Fred Johnson isn't holding it down on his end. He's actually he's actually playing exceptionally well. Filling that void. You know what I mean? Especially in a run game, he's really doing his thing. You know what I mean? Kind of surprised the hell out of me. You know what I mean? Because with Jordan Mailata, that's big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? And since we called on Fred Johnson's number, he's been holding it down since Jordan went down with that hamstring. Um, it's I I wanted to go on a post game show, Jacob Media and stuff, and you guys might see me on there sometime. Just not right now. Cause right when they do the post game shows or whatever, man, I'm eating dinner, drink my beer on game day. You know what I mean? So I just I tune in. I mess with the chat a little bit. Talk my shit in the chat. You know, I I basically just I just vibe out and shit. You know, hell, even when Cause y'all see me during the week on the shows. You know, I try to catch the early morning show, but by the time they do the early morning show with Johnny Mac Xander, Jeff Kerr, um, BLG from Bleeding Green Nation, Mike Gill on Wednesdays. I'm a long listener with Mike Gill, 97.3 ESPN. Uh, by the time they do their shows, I'm getting ready for work, and by the time Dancilio comes on, in the afternoon. Literally, when Dancilio comes on in the afternoon, I'm on my lunch break, and cause thankfully the show is about 4 hours, so I listen to Dancilio the rest of my shift, you know, and I'll just chime in, you know, shit, troll Big Seals, troll the chat, you know what I mean? Hell, I know what's his name, More Bronson is on right now, and I'm about to chime in on this, but I wanted to do my own separate takeaways from the game. You know, all thing I'm gonna take away is one, Jalen Hurts, he's holding the ball way too damn long. You know what I mean? Like if you in a pass and shit, and I get it, you trying to find something there, but we in the NFL, man. And then even with the Cowboys, we still playing against Michael freaking Parsons. And I ain't gonna knock Michael freaking Parsons' ability, cause dude is real. You know what I mean? He a real dude. You ain't got that type of time to be, trying to wait for shit to, like, serious shit. You ain't got that type of time. You know what I mean? Especially, like, you know, whether it's Fred Johnson or Jordan Mailata, you know what I mean? They can only do so much. You know what I mean? They gonna give you so much time for you to see what's open and what's not. But if you know ain't nothing there, or whatever, just throw the freaking ball away. Throw that shit, chuck that shit in the sidelines. You can't see it. And of course, if you see something like a lane open or whatever, if you gotta run, just run. But don't be scrambling side to side, man. The best you can do is try to get that shit at least back to the line or, past the line. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Jalen. We ain't got that kind of time for you to, be dance all around and shit, risking a sack or worse. You know what I mean? Just chuck that shit away. I didn't agree with that pass he tried throwing in the end zone because I really felt like he could have just ran that shit. He had a towards his left side. He had a way where he could run, probably pick up a couple yards or two. But he wanted to throw that shit in the end zone. I think he tried to throw to Grant Calcaterra. I didn't really agree with that, and I kind of knew what it was because dude was covered by like two or three people, and it was like, come on, man. So yeah, I'm still on duty, so I said, just always keep my head on a swivel, man. Defense came alive, you know what I mean? But my thing is like, look, we got to be consistent. The NFC is wide open. You know what I mean? It seemed like the only teams that we literally competing with is the Commanders, the Lions. You know, the Vikings ain't doing too half bad. And we talking about NFC conference as a whole. The Cardinals is playing real good ball. Shout out to my Phoenix folks that's out here. You know what I mean? Shit. Kyler Murray playing really good right now ever since he didn't got back on the field. You know what I mean? He had a lot of time to play his Call of Duty and recover from the injury he had before. You know what I mean? So he had a lot of time to rest up and get in shape and shit. Kyler Murray came out with a chip on his shoulder. So we got some competition. At the end of the day, it's like, look, we can't we can't be that team where it's like, yo, you either hot or cold. You know what I mean? Like we play good one day, but then we run into the teams that are really really good. You know what I mean? Or them sleeper teams. And it's like, okay, we only got one side of the ball that's good, and the other side of the ball is still asleep. We can't go into a game where it's like, damn, we can't get like as soon as the first whistle blows and we at the start of the first quarter when we starting out cold as shit, we can't be in going in, you know, getting, three and outs, throwing picks, turning the ball over, a whole bunch of freaking what's it called, freaking penalties and shit. Like that's one thing where it's like, man, we had a cold start with Dallas. We have a cold start damn near every game we played this season. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, man, yeah, this not gonna cut it. Like we gonna start, man. Start off hot. You know what I mean? If we a run team, beat a run team. You know what I mean? Should run that ball. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying, we gotta beat a team to at least try to get 14, 14, at least 14 in the first, try to get that early lead, which we really struggle against because by the time halftime hit, we playing catch up and shit. We can't keep doing that. We can't keep being that second half team. You know what I mean? Score first, man. Complete the drives, convert on third down, not having to be the ones to try to convert on fourth down all the damn time. You know, like some got to give at the end of the day. You know what I mean? We can't be that team where it's like, okay, our offense is playing good, but our defense is still asleep. Yeah, yeah, shit. We trying to like Vic is coming along. This defense is coming along. The linebackers, hell, our front, our defensive front. With the edge rushers and tackles and shit, they coming along. Shit, we got Slay back up in the lineup. Welcome back, Slay. We see Chauncey Gardner. He doing a lot better. You know what I mean? Shaking off, shaking off some cobwebs, shaking off whatever rust he had beginning of the season. He coming along. Shit, we got the young bulls bringing in that energy with Coop. Coop and Quinion, Quinion Mitchell. They bringing in that young energy in the building. You know what I mean? But we got to make some plays, man. Shit, man. I would love to see Quinn Young get his pick. Shit, since we done started the season, I don't remember if he ever got a pick yet, but it's been long overdue. He's locking down on the outside corner. He locking down. And he going against some good White House right now. And next week, or not next week, but this Thursday, he got Terry McLaurin. You know, which will be a good test for him. You know, I want to see how that goes because Terry McLaurin is quick. Terry McLaurin is a stud. Y'all remember shit last year when they had Sam Howell? You know what I mean? Terry McLaurin was eating us up. You know what I mean? And we could be confident in our team, but I'm not gonna be on some. Oh well, we gonna be cocky and shit. Oh yeah, we just gonna tear the Commanders up. You know they ain't real and shit because of the fact that the Commanders damn near teared us up last year. And the only thing they had was Sam Howell. Shit, when they had Carson Wentz, Tyler, what's his name, Tyler Heineken. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's just be real, man. For a long time, the Commanders literally been that team where they're just like a thorn in our ass. Like they just one of those teams where it's like you can't take them lightly, whether they have a good season or not. You know what I mean? You could never take the Commanders lightly. Whether that was the Commanders, the Washington football team, whether they the Redskins, whatever the hell their name is, they is not one of those teams where you could just, you know what I mean, take lightly. You know what I mean? Every time they, every time we play them, they bring it. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be a good test. And And let's just say we do. Let's just say we win or lose that game. You know, let's just say we win or lose that game. Yeah, win will be nice, and we be first place. Just ATM, just the ATM, just the ATM. Yep. So let's just say, all right, we do win, right? That's good. That's good for us. You know what I mean? It's a short week, so let's just say we do win. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we first place in the NFC East, and we're that much up. We're one step closer to getting, first seed, home field advantage in the playoffs, which we really, really would want, which would really be nice because it is always tough to play through Philly when you have first seed home field advantage during the playoffs. You know what I mean? Usually, it shows before. You know what I mean? Last two Super Bowls we even been to. You know what I mean? When we clinched first place in the conference, we ended up going to the Super Bowl. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Let's just say we do win. Yeah, hell yeah, all for it. But what I'm looking for right now, because it's a short week, so I wouldn't be too. I won't be too hard on our starters because, in my opinion, let's just say we do lose, and I'll be fine with that. You know what I mean? At the same time, let's just say, all right, we go in and we rest Saquon Barkley, we rest, a lot of our starters and shit. You know what I mean? And we do lose the game, but we leave out healthy. You live to play another down. You know what I mean? So, and I know, cause if I had known no better with the schedule, yeah, I got somebody right by me. But if I had known no better with the schedule, you know what I mean? I think we played I think we played Ravens right after. You know what I mean? So if we lose this short week on Thursday night, if we lose to the Commanders, it's not gonna be the end of the world. You know, I can tell you that much. If we lose on Thursday, I'll be fine with it. You know what I mean? As long as we leave out healthy, you know. Cause let's just be real, like we still got a lot of other games left, and yeah, we still got a lot of season left. But the thing is, that shit goes by quick. You know, it goes by real quick. Like a minute ago, we was talking about, yeah, man, it's only week 2, week 3. Now, shit, we over here talking about playoff pictures. You know what I mean? You saw how fast that shit went. We already passed the trade deadline. You know what I mean? So the best thing we could do, yeah, is keep stacking up those wins and shit, winning the division because we still got Dallas again. We still got the Giants. We still got, you know, like if we lose to the Commanders this week, but we split the series and we win back at DC, and then we beat the Ravens, and then we beat the Rams. You know, we could really do some shit right here. You know what I mean? But it just depends on how we play because you know who the hell our coach is. You know, I just don't want to put our players in a messed up situation to the point where we're gonna regret it late in the season. Like we really got to stay healthy. We really got to play things smart. You know what I mean? Because there's some teams right now, like the Commanders, are hungry. And I ain't gonna knock Jalen Daniels, but Jalen Daniels at the end of the day is still a rookie. He's gonna hit that rookie wall eventually. You know what I mean? So I don't want us to go in try to do anything fancy, do any pretty things or whatever. Just go in, get this W, and walk out. You know what I mean? Shit, run if you have to. You know what I mean? Don't make a. I mean, if you have to, let Barkley eat. But then when he say, "All right, let the young bulls eat," let the young bulls eat. You know what I mean? It don't make no sense. It wouldn't make no sense to go in and try to, risk everything in our season. You know what I mean? Like we could live to play another down. Like I said, there's gonna be another game after that. You know what I mean? So it's like basically what I'm saying is just don't overdo it. Just go in, do what we do, and like I said, if we do lose, I don't care how we lose, but if we do lose, it's fine. You know what I mean? We good. You know, we still got the Steelers this year too, and they're a hot team. You know, shit, we still got the Steelers, man. We playing Russell Wilson, George Pickens. You know, and one thing about us is that we're literally the opposite of the Steelers. What I mean by that is because the Steelers spend all their money on defense. But they quarterback right now is Russell Wilson. We know what Russell Wilson can bring to the table. We know the pros and cons of Russell Wilson altogether overall. At the same time, we have a quarterback, regardless of what you think about him. I would take Jalen Hurts over Russell Wilson today. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about that Legion of Boom Russell Wilson. We talking about Russell Wilson today. Fresh from Denver, came to Came to Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? We spent all our money on offense, and we didn't spend nothing much on defense except for a very overpaid Bryce Huff, and we spent a pretty chunk of change on bringing CJ back. You know what I mean? CJ coming along, he's off to a rocky start, but that kind of goes to what I'm saying is like, look, man, we got to be consistent. You know what I mean? Because now we getting deeper into the season and shit. We getting Man, these motherfuckers pulling up. I'm like, damn, we closed. The fuck on. Oh, man, that shit lost my train of thought. I'm over here watching people come and go. Shit. But yeah, like we was one thing that kills me the most is how people talk about our record and shit. You know what I mean? We're this and this and we're this and this. You know what I mean? We can't mask how good a team is based on a record. You know what I mean? And we kind of found that out the hard way last season. We was 10-1, and then next thing you know, we 1-6. Like that's not gonna cut it. You know what I mean? We need to quit that as a fan base. You know what I mean? Cause y'all remember when the Patriots was 16-0 and they lost to a Giants. That was like 9-7 or some shit. You know what I mean? Brady lose. Brady had Wes Welker, Randy Moss, literally had one of the best defenses, best offense. You know what I mean? Yeah, they lost to Eli freaking Manning and a Plaxico Burrs. What's his name? Man, I forgot his name, but you know what I'm talking about, the salsa dance dude. You know what I'm talking about. I can't remember his name off the rip right now. Shit. Or the time when the Steelers was the best team with Ben Roethlisberger, they was literally the best team, and they ended up losing to the Packers when the Packers got all their starters back. You know what I mean? Like, I think we as a fan base need to stop that shit because I mean we could be the top of the NFC East. We be the top of the NFC. You know, we now we 7-2, but then at the end of the day, shit. Let's just say we do lose to the. Let's just say we do lose uh to the Commanders. We do lose to the Giants. You know what I mean? We do lose. Let's just say, all right, we do go 10-1 or whatever. The same shit can happen again. You know what I mean? The same shit we think the way it's gonna go in NFL never really goes out the way we think it's gonna go. You know what I mean? Shit. Last season you saw it with your very eyes. We lost to Drew Lock. You know what I mean? We lost to what's his name? Tyrod freaking Taylor, Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? Shit. And I forgot who played for the Cardinals last season. Who was the quarterback when Kyler Murray went down? But we lost to that motherfucker too last season. You know what I'm saying? We need to quit that shit. Hey, we 7-2. Shit, that's great. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it won't mean shit. It won't mean shit until we get the job done at the end of the day. And I'm talking about like right now, like we all know, like I said, clinching that first seat, that number one seed to get home field advantage in the playoffs. That right now, that's the task at hand, in my opinion. That's the assignment right now, in my opinion. So however way we get it done, we get it done. You know what I mean? And then we can talk about the rest. Getting to the Super Bowl. All right, so we at the Super Bowl, winning the freaking Super Bowl. It's already hard enough winning a damn game in the NFL. Getting to the Super Bowl ain't easy. So what I want to see, I already told you I want to see for DC this upcoming Thursday. And like I said, I just want to go in. I don't want us to do anything fancy. Of course, try to get that win, but leave out healthy. You know what I mean? If it ain't what it is, then prepare for the game after. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, longevity is what counts. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, living to play another down, living to play another game. We could go in hot, when we get back to the link on Thursday, when we go against the Skins. But then the best thing we could do is go in, do our shit, but leave healthy. You know what I mean? It'll be awfully nice that we have Dallas Goddard by the time we get to the playoffs. It'll be awfully nice we still have AJ Brown, even Slay old ass, so we get Slay in the playoffs. Life will be so much easier. We get to the playoffs, we get number one seed, home field advantage in the playoffs, but we have all our starters. You see what we could do when we have all our starters in the playoffs. I don't want nothing fancy coming in on Thursday. You know what I mean? We go in, we get our shit done, and we get the fuck out. Prepare for the next game. You know what I mean? It's a short week. And I'm on Nick Sirianni ass about this. No bullshit. Just do what the fuck we supposed to do. We did what we supposed to do with Dallas. We beat they ass, belt to ass. Put your foot up the ass. We ain't got to run the score up on. We ain't got to run the score up on DC. We don't have to do all that. Get the win. If not, if it ain't there, it's cool. Lead the game healthy. That's what I want. Shit. My game ball go. My game ball from yesterday going to Zach Bond. Most definitely, Zach Bond. You know what I mean? Zach Bond is a stud. He held it down. Zach Bond. Shit, I'm about to wrap this up because I'm actually gonna catch Lord Bronson's live stream. I know he's on right now. Uh, I got predictions for Thursday's game. Cause I know it's probably gonna be one of those nail biters. But I'm thinking, hmm, thinking 17-14 birds. Probably a little closer than that. Like I said, short week. And then Nick Sirianni is our coach, so he could be on some bullshit to where he's like, "Oh well, I'm going to be aggressive. Screw using Jake Elliott and going for the points, and I'm gonna try to convert on fourth. I'm gonna try to do the 2 point conversions." It could be one of those games. You'll never know. Sometimes, you know, shit. I'm saying it's gonna be 14-17 because you know what I mean. Nick could be all up in the way, doing shit he ain't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? We'll never know with this team sometimes. I still say we win this, we're gonna be awfully frustrated. It's gonna be one of those games where it's like, all right, go Birds, let's do this. And then the first half, we're like, what the hell, bro? Like, the fuck going on? Having us stress, and by the time we hit the third, we playing catch up, and then we gonna see either Barkley, I'm gonna say either Barkley or Smith. You know, they gonna have one of those home run plays, and then we gonna convert a couple. We probably gonna convert a 2 point, and then by the time we get to the fourth quarter, we gonna be counting down five, four, three, two, one. All right, we win. Everybody chill out. The Eagles won. It's gonna be one of those games, and then we gonna go right back to like, damn, why the fuck is Nick the head coach? We gonna go back to the same old shit. And I wanted to bring this point up too, right? So let's just say, cause the team we played, who's that we played, man, I forgot who we played. Oh, the Jaguars, right? The Jaguars. So when we was playing the Jaguars, and Nick was going on, when he kept, you know, being aggressive and shit. I wanted to ask this shit right before I leave. So let's just say he did, like, he was being aggressive, and the results were different. The results were opposite. We was converting on 4-3, was getting those 2 point conversions. Let's just say that shit did happen. Will we be having the same conversation? Let's just say out of all the play calls that worked against us, that completely backfired, that bit us in the ass. Let's just say everything, like the results were completely different, and they still made the same calls. Will we be having this conversation about Nick Sirianni? That's what I want to know. Anyways, I'm off this shit. Go Birds, 17-14 Birds, and yeah, y'all stay blessed. Peace.